guys, my name is Taran and I'm making this video to share my journey with my spine surgery and going through the disc replacement surgery which I had in August 2017. I'm making this video with the motivation that this video could possibly help someone who is in the shoes that I was in, where back pain in their life is kind of overtaking their life and there's absolutely no option, there's no answers, there's no basic understanding of what's really going on. And I was able to watch some other videos that other people had made and that really helped me. So I'm doing my bit and putting this out for you guys. So before I begin why I even decided to go for spine surgery, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm 36 years old and as far as I can remember, I've been an athlete. I used to play all kinds of sports. I played at national level, even represented at international level my country. I also was very active in the gym, so I used to train a lot. I've been in and out of gyms for a very long time. So physical activity was a very big part of my life and sports were a very big part of my life. During the course of all of this training, obviously the injuries are a part and parcel of a lifestyle like this, but you kind of learn to self-manage. So over the years I taught myself to avoid pain, to manage pain, and most of my pain used to occur in the lower back. And it was just one of those things, oh, it's just pain, you know, I just got to get on with things and keep carrying on. So as a defense mechanism, what I started doing was strengthening my core to such an extent where when the pain used to come, I almost had like a fallback to a few different kinds of exercises that I used to do, some stretching, and that would release my pain or would give me some sort of relief. So this carried on for a long time. Having pain basically became normality. So I basically, level pain of 4 to 5 was normal to me. I didn't know a life without pain for a long time. So yeah, it just carried on. It just, it almost became like the mind has a way to shut down, just thinking about pain. So you just carry on with life with that pain. Other people won't know it because to them, you just come across as someone normal. And I was still training, I was still in fairly decent physical condition and carried on with work and job and all of that kind of stuff. So as a part of that pain management, I don't know how many thousands of dollars I may have paid to chiropractors, physiotherapists, massage therapists, anyone who could, who had anything to do with spine or pain relief. I was there. I used to go there and say, help me out. Or it almost became like I was so detached emotionally from the bodily pain that I used to just go and say, here's my back, help me if you can. And that was how I looked at it. What happened during the end of 2016 was I started getting pain which I would say with my pain tolerance was at a level of 8 or 9. And that was something which was new to me. I didn't understand why that was happening and there was no cause and effect. So the pain would just come from something as silly as sneezing. Sometimes, if I just, had a sneeze, I would be in immense pain and that would put me out for a couple of days. And, ice packs and heat and stretching to whatever I knew was not getting rid of that pain. It was almost like the pain had a will of its own. It could come when it wanted and it could go when it wanted, and there was very little there was not much that I could do about it. So this time around, when the pain subsided, I did what I knew best, which was basically get back in the gym and start training and stretching and all of that. And I remember this so clearly. It was the 7th of January 2017. I was having breakfast and after finishing my meal, I physically could not stand up. So my brain was sending the signal to my legs to move, but somehow there was a disconnect. I could not move my legs, and this was something completely foreign to me. I'd never experienced this, and obviously there was a lot of fear that came up, and I just did not know what to do. And I just had to sit there for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I was able to drop myself down and straighten out my legs, which kind of gave me some sensation back. And for me that day, the pain may have been, 10, upwards of 10. So it was something that was completely new to me, and that actually got me scared because I'd never experienced something like that, and I did not know what caused it. So it took me a couple of days to be able to start moving again. When I was able to walk, I was not able to lift my feet off the floor completely, so I was partially dragging. But we went to the doctors, and I don't know what experiences you guys have had with doctors, but doctors, in my opinion, they were not able to understand my pain perspective. They were looking at me subjectively, but looking at me, just as another person having pain. They didn't understand the history, and they didn't understand the depth and the seriousness of what was going on, and they could not tell me. So I kind of had to demand that I got an X-ray and an MRI and a referral with a spine surgeon. We got an X-ray done. I couldn't read X-rays at that time, so I went and showed it to the doctor, and he said, "Oh yeah, it's there's a bit of discompression and the vertebrae is a bit out of shape." So we got an MRI, and the MRI, I could see that my L4 and L5 discs were different in color to the other ones. The ones above that were white, and these two particular discs were completely black and very short. So I could notice that, but again, they didn't really see a lot of, they gave me Panadol, okay? They gave me Panadol to relieve the pain. And so it didn't sit well with me. I knew it's something far more serious than what they were thinking. So I started researching online, so many things came up, it could be sciatica, it could be inflammation. And then again, I went to chiropractors. I spent hundreds of dollars on orthopedic orthotics and things like that. So basically, my life became, how do I get rid of this pain? And what I would say now is it's so much more psychologically damaging than physically, because my entire life came on standstill. So I could not go to the gym, I could not kite surf anymore, I could not run, I could not play with my dog, I could not go out for walks with my fiancée, I could not. Basically, my life was on standstill, and there was no one giving me any answers either. So it was a very difficult position to be in, because it was like, what's going to happen, what's next? And so we finally, my appointment with the spine surgeon was the day I booked it. They gave me a 6 months wait period, which I was not happy about. So I went to another doctor, got another referral with somebody else, and that was about 3 weeks from the day I met the doctor. So we went and saw that spine surgeon, and as I mentioned, the pain used to go really high and then subside. So the day I went and met this doctor, the pain levels were not at their peak. So when he asked me what sort of pain you're at, I was in pain, but that pain was, my pain tolerance was, for me, that was not that much pain. Now I feel I should have told him it was, the true measurement was much higher for someone who's not had that history of back pain. Anyway, he saw the scans, we saw the MRI, and he said, look, we can offer you spinal fusion. Your discs are in very bad condition, but if you're not in pain, we're not really going to get you under the knife, basically. And I had read about spinal fusion. That was something that I did not want to do, because it immobilizes you in many ways. And at my age, the kind of lifestyle that I live, it was not something that I was open to even considering. And the funny part is, in the doctor's clinic, I laughingly told him, I said, isn't there a way that you could just put like titanium in my back or something and fix it, and he just shrugged it off. He didn't really mention anything or tell me yes or anything like that. And so we left. I said, I'm not doing spinal fusion. But when we were driving back, I told my fiance, I said, there has to be a different cure to this. It's in this day and age, I can't believe that spinal fusion is the only answer to this. So we got home and we started researching, and disc replacement was something that one doesn't normally think of, like disc replacement. But through research and through some videos of back pain, and I came across these guys in Germany, the ONZ organization. So I started reading up on them, started reading what disc replacement is about, what are the benefits, what are the side effects, what are the dangers. So I thoroughly researched all of it, and saw many videos of other people who've had it, and all signs were positive for this particular organization in Germany. So it was kind of a sign of hope finally. So I sent them an application, and their representative from Australia got back to me pretty much the next day. Had a conversation with him, and it was like the first time someone who hadn't met me, someone who did not know my history, was able to tell me exactly what was going on, how my life was being lived from that perspective, and then it was because he said that you possibly have degenerative disc disorder, which is that means the discs are basically degenerated and completely out of health. And these are the symptoms where your pain goes up and pain goes down, and a sneeze can put you out and all these kind of things. And it was like this aha moment where I was like, wow, finally somebody who can tell me what's going on. So we said, we kind of went ahead with the next steps. I got all the scans done, I got whatever tests they needed to do, and we sent my reports and all of this to Germany. The guys got back to me fairly soon. One of the things that they mentioned is that they will only accept you as a patient once they are 100% sure that disc replacement will cure you. That means that your discs are the only thing causing you the pain, which was also really good for me, because I knew that if I was to go there, then they're making a decision which is going to cure me of that pain. Now, while I was waiting for that email to come back, I must be honest, there was a side to me which did not want it to be that bad. I was hoping that it's not so bad that I need replacements, but either way, I was so open to both the scenarios. Anyway, I got the email, and they said you're an ideal candidate for disc replacement, and they kind of, from that day, basically it was about literally a month, I got that email, and everything kind of fell into place. The surgery was booked, the flight tickets were booked, all of this, everything just fell into place. And I'm a firm believer that sometimes when things are just aligning, it's just the right thing to do. When there's not much struggle and not much effort on your part. So I live in New Zealand, so when I saw that the flight from New Zealand to Dusseldorf in Germany was close to a 32-hour flight, so you can imagine what a ride it was for me, with the painful, pain in the back. Anyway, so this video initially I'm kind of putting in just to show you, if you are considering going for spine surgery, if this replacement is an option that you've come to consider, and ONZ is the organization that you're researching right now, then the videos that I made was basically my journey while I was in Germany. So from the day I arrived, a couple of days before, and then daily as much as I could during the surgery in the hospital and during the rehab. I just want to give you guys a ride as to how, if you do go ahead with it, if you are accepted, what you may expect. And what I've also done is I've kind of documented my training and my health and recovery post-surgery, because that's one of the most important things. Once the surgery is done, that's done and dusted. There's nothing that you can do about that. But when you get out of there, when you come back home, how do you manage that, and what are the exercises, what's the way of life that you can do? So I'm going to be putting in videos with stretching and all of these kind of things, and my recovery has been phenomenal. I cannot even tell you, I got my life back. I can go to the gym. I'm training again. I've made it a goal where I want to get into the best physical condition that I've ever been, but training smarter, so not being silly in the gym anymore. So I wish you all the best if spine surgery is something that is an option for you, and I'm also open for you to contact me if you want to have a conversation, or just reach out and because I know I did that when I was researching spine surgery. So I wish you all the best, and hopefully you will enjoy the video, and put some comments. If you have any questions, I'm free, feel free to ask me. Thank you. So tomorrow morning I get picked up to go to the hospital. There's a bit of nervousness. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous at the same time. It's such a big surgery, and these things, pretty much anything is possible. So I will be lying if I say that I'm only confident, and I'm definitely confident. I mean, all the signs, all the reviews, all the people I spoke to, these guys are the best at what they do. But when with surgery, there's always a small chance for anything happening, something going wrong. So I'm just trying to block that out of my mind, and just trust that I'm here now, and all the signs, everything's flowing so beautifully. So just try to stay positive, and I guess with these things it'll be over before I know it. Here to see the doctor now, Dr. Thomas. Just for initial consultation before checking into the hospital a bit later today. I just had my consultation with Dr. Thomas yesterday, and it was quite good. He explained to me the procedure that he's going to perform, and also went through all the different complications that are possible. I'm hoping that all the surgical procedures that they have to do inserting the disc all go according to what they require. Tomorrow morning I'm the first one to go into the surgery, so it's going to be about 8:30 that the surgery is, but the pre-operation preparations will start at about I think they said 7 o'clock, so it's going to be early morning tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm a bit nervous, a bit excited, but I just have to hope that it all goes well. So it's 15 minutes till they come and give me the tranquilizing pills, and then they will take me down to the surgery preparation room. And I'm all ready in my warrior clothes. I think it's going to be a few hours, 6 hours or so before I get back to the room.
What do you want to say?
I think this is it now. This is the day, this is the time now. We're heading for the surgery. I'm a bit sleepy already, but I'm positive. I'll come back stronger, and everything will be fine.
So, yeah, take it easy.
Thank you. The surgeon just came and met me in the room, and he mentioned that the surgery was very successful, everything went well, and he showed me the pictures of the new discs in there, in the back, and so it's a big breath of relief. Today's Friday. I had the surgery on Tuesday. I'm already walking without the walker at the moment. It feels quite good, feels comfortable. There's no pain in the back whatsoever. Today we're going to hit the steps, huh?
Yeah.
Do some steps today. Today is Saturday. Surgery was on Tuesday, so literally 5 days. My friends came to see me in the hospital today, and we decided to come down for a bit of a walk. And I've just walked about 10 minutes from the hospital. The back feels absolutely fine. I'm just so happy, you know, that they're also able to get out of the hospital. It's a good change. It's a bit gloomy and grey today, but I'm not complaining, it feels great. The back feels absolutely fantastic. There's no pain whatsoever. Yeah, I just feel really good, you know, grateful and happy that I'm able to get out and walk so comfortably right now. Next week we go to rehab, and what the physio basically said is in the rehab every day there's going to be better improvements and the body's going to respond better. So I'm so positive and just looking forward to that.
If you would like for our spine specialists to evaluate your case, please visit www.spineconnection.org or click the link in the description below. A second opinion can make all the difference, and we are here to help.